Merry Christmas, everyone, and, well, it is time to do our recap of the Community Challenge save. So, I hope you guys are excited for it. I know I am. I was thrilled with the performance that we had. You guys really liked what happened and loved to see how it all worked and all came out. The tactic for this that I used comes out tomorrow on Boxing Day, so feel free to hop on that and get that going. The description, in the description below, I believe it'll be linked, but also, it will be all in the Community Challenge playlist where you can see all three videos, the start, the final, as well as the tactics, so you can get all the information for that. But the challenge with Udinese was to do 2 seasons. You save them from relegation since they're bottom on Christmas, and then you have the end of that first season as well as the second season to do as best as you can do, and you'll be scored on a point-scoring system by the end of it. And as of right now, I do sit in first place. As of time of recording, it is not yet Christmas when I do record. But yeah, I do currently sit in first place. So we'll see. People can beat me. There were people that did way better than me in the first season, though. So if they do just as good second season, I'm not going to be able to win. But hey, you never know. I'm proud of how I did, and I'm really excited to see how it turned out. So we'll see how that is. But yeah, you guys are looking forward to it. I know I am. And let's get into things and start figuring stuff out with the end of Season 1. Alright guys, the end of Season 1 has happened, and it went pretty well in the end for us. So, at the end of the season, we had Renzo Luca finish with 19 goals, Samardzic finished with a 7.11 rating, Jelafeu and Samardzic get 7 assists apiece, which is quite good to see. Wallace picking up a lot of really aggressive cards, but that's fine, that's his job. With the 6th best attack and the 7th worst defense, which that's fine. We started off in a pretty bad spot. So our first game in charge, I'm going to highlight all our games. These are all our games in charge. This is what I was in charge of and I took over for. We started off with a 1-0 loss to Napoli and then a 3-1 loss to Atalanta, which was just kind of getting used to the tactic, getting ready for things. And we fortunately had a really nice stretch of games, 3 teams that were not doing very well this year. And it allowed us to fire home 3 victories with at least 2 goals being scored in each, which is really nice to see. And then finally picking up our first clean sheet in charge in our 5th game. So that was lovely to see. And we really didn't look back after that one. 2 more strong games followed before an unfortunate loss to Milan, a hammering of Juventus, which I was buzzing for personally. Then I lost to Lazio before an unfortunate draw with Inter, where we managed to save it at the end with some crazy comeback to pull things off and just do exceptional, before going on to share a pair of 2-1 victories over Torino and Lecce, as well as continuing on to then not lose after the Lazio game. I think this game really inspired us. I'd say this was like a massive win mentally for the team. We had started to go on a bit of a rough stretch here. We went down 2-0. It wasn't looking good. And then the red card and everything, and the comeback just inspired everyone. The team totally changed, and it was a whole new mentality. And you look at that, from that point, only dropping points in 2 games, and just going on an exceptional run, beating not like amazing teams, but still winning games and being able to do it. And a 3-0 win against Atalanta was really like nail in the coffin to cement a very, very good season. Unfortunately, the team was not. We weren't able to get Europe or anything like that, which does suck because we didn't have the funds for any of that. But you know, it's still pretty impressive. I mean, we were able to do well against Inter, pick up points against the champions as well. I mean, it's not hard to complain there, and you see how well we did. And if you do even look at it, if we go here and we go second half of the season, we're the best team in the league. 13-3-3. We were the best. Goals against. All right, we weren't the greatest defense or anything like that, but you look at goals for, we were scoring the most goals. Goal difference, we had the best goal difference out of everyone. Lost the least amount of games. Didn't draw the least amount, but still like tied for second least, and then won the most. I mean, we were amazing. Absolutely ridiculous. So we were just destroying teams the second half of the season, and it shows. It shows how well we did with what happened. Now, the team that we put together for it, also, to let you know, Samardzic has a bid in that I did accept from Southampton, so that does occur. He does get sold second season. I'll show you what that does for us, which is brilliant. But we go to transfer history. I did bring in some players. I brought in 2 here. I also did this knowing I would probably let Samardzic go, and then I had several leave. So, the players that left, I had 2 sales. Roberto Pereira was sold back to Argentina to get his massive salary off the books, as well as he was aging and not doing as well. Then we cashed in on youngster Seiko Diawara, who I felt didn't have the potential to be someone very good in the future, and there was a few other players that I thought we could kind of just, I don't know, I thought they'd be more useful. And in the next coming seasons, I wasn't too worried about things. So he was a good one to make cash in and get some money. On top of that, we loaned out Isaac Success, as well as Aboesi and Zagara, all with options to buy on their loans, which some were activated, some were not come the second season. But still, it was great to see, and we were able to get some good money for all of them, which really did help bolster our ability to sign players, where we signed Juan Cruz, the right midfielder from Real Betis, who really had an exceptional season. He was injured for a little bit of it, which did hamper things, but in the 5 appearances he played, he had a very, very good appearance, very good little bit of appearance there, was exceptional for it, and I was just excited. He did so well. But the big money signing was Taylor Booth, the right midfielder as well, who played in a ton of positions for us this season, as you can see. He didn't play either of these 2. He played here. Oh, sorry, he played these 2 positions for us. This season, 14 games there, 2 assists, and the right mid, 1 assist in the middle, and he is incredible. So I'm really happy with how he played. Was just so good this year, and I think next season he's going to be even better. But yeah, he's an awesome talent, and really looks to be someone that is very, very exciting for this team come the future. And I have no doubt he'll be even better. I mean, he's got Italian citizenship already, which is just fantastic. So, oh yeah, I think he was so good, and the 2 of them will go on to be exceptional for us, just absolutely amazing. And yeah, I mean, we look at the team. I mean, this isn't the main team. Luca was in here, but he got injured at the end. But it was Booth, Wallace, Samardzic, Deulofeu. This is pretty much the team that played most often, I'd say. That was kind of the team. This was pretty much the team that I put out most games, I'd say. And yeah, they were exceptional together. They were really, really good. It's hard to complain. I mean, you look at the last 5 games, you look at some of the average ratings and stuff. You had Cruz doing so, Padelli as well, where he played, Samardzic, Luca, Ebiuzi, Ehezubi, I can't pronounce that name. Kingsley. We're going with Kingsley. Kingsley did really well, too. But no, the team was just amazing. Absolutely unreal. Luca, 19 goals. Just on another level. He was world class. Now, the only thing is that I do have to get him back next season, which will be tough. We have currently an 8 million buyout, I believe. So there's an 8 million buyout that I can trigger, but we'll see. I think I might, especially with the sake of our finances not being in a great state, let things run out, and then I will try to sign him for cheaper come the end of next season. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, a very, very, very good season. Hard to complain when you finish up in 9th after having such a bad run and being the best team in the second half of the season. So hopefully we can use that to spur us on for next year, and maybe in challenge for Europe, which would be even better. So with that being said, though, in the way things worked, the points that I received was just a basic 52 points, as I did not make a European competition. I did not do anything special at all, and I just picked up basic my points themselves. There was no extra additives that I got, which is unfortunate, but that's where I picked up, and that's the points total I got. So next season, we're going to look to get more, because we are definitely behind the 8 ball compared to a lot of people already. Well, guys, it's been amazing, the start of this season so far. I could not be happier with things, and I think we'll first start out with the signings that we've made, because boy, has that been a big one. So we had a lovely injection of cash, one, thanks to the sale of Samardzic, which we'll start off with here, who excuse me, who joined for... I love how, like, it just cut off some of the other transfers, which isn't the case, but that's just being weird. But, with these here, so obviously we had those transfers that happened before, but in the offseason we sold Silvestri, Zamarzic, to Tikvich, Perez, and Davis for a ton of money. I mean, an insane amount, nearly like 70 million almost in total, just even upfront fees. Like, it's insane, with an even higher amount that it could come out to later on, which is brilliant to see. We also obviously signed these guys, as you guys knew, but we made a ton of money last season, and then this season we made another 48 million. So you can see where we got the money from. We also had a bit of a takeover, which was lovely as well. But with that being said, we had lots of outgoings already. We sold Semedo, who returned, who was an academy player for us. We sold Pereo as well, who just didn't play. We sold Kenya, who didn't play. Adam Messina, who barely played. Loaned out a young player. Sold Kamara and Success, who were just kind of secondary players. Loaned out 2 players we didn't need. Sold a useless academy player. Loaned out another useless player. And then some other academy players here and other players we just didn't need at all were all let go, which was fantastic. Now, one that wasn't great was Bijol did leave the second a Saudi bid came in. He was running buck wild. He wanted to go as quickly as possible. So that was unfortunate. It didn't help, and it threw a bit of a cog in what we were trying to do. But you know what? It worked out in the end. And I'm quite happy he actually did leave, because it allowed us to do some other things. So obviously, with the sales of the goalkeepers and things like that, we had to make some adjustments. But first of all, the big one was getting back Lorenzo Luca, and we did so for more than we wanted to. We had to pay 8 million plus some additional fees, which isn't great. But you know what? You sometimes have to do things wrong. Sometimes you make mistakes, and things don't always go how you want, and that's what happened. But 2 goals, 2 assists to start off the season already. It is hard not to complain about how good he has done and what a great signing he will be. But the goalkeeping department needed to be fixed, and we brought in Alvaro Fernandez, who I am buzzing about. 7.17 rating already. He is going to prove how good he can be for this team. Don't let the star rating fool you. This guy is incredible. And by the end of the season, you will fully understand why I was signing him and why I was felt so justified in doing so. Next was Hani Mukhtar, who, if you are an MLS fan or just even an American like myself that follows along in MLS, you'll know how good this man is. But I brought him in to play the center mid attack role, not his best role, but the also fact that he has the versatility to play on either wing as a winger or as a striker was kind of a big thing for me, offering the versatility in 4 of our key attacking positions, which is what he was brought in for. Not that he would always be the starter, but, you know, a really, really good player that I can trust. On top of that, we did some interesting scouting, and we found an Angolan center back who really surprised me with the look of him, the 2-footedness, the very good aggressiveness. I was very, very keen on him, and he started well as well. One of the big boys, though, Lukas Klosterman, joins us for a unreasonably cheap fee of 5.5 million. I don't know how I managed to finagle that one, but he's going to be a star. The ability to play anywhere across the back line and even fill in at the left and right mid positions. An exceptional player who will be generally playing as a center back for us throughout most of the season, but will probably be deployed out at wing back when needed as well. I'm quite excited by him. I think he's going to be really, really good, and we'll need his pace, especially in some of these big game scenarios, dealing with some of these really, really quick players, especially on the wing. Now, one guy who'll be dealing with them a lot is Voivoda, who I adore as well. He also offers incredible versatility anywhere down either wing and looks to be an exceptional right back already. Now, he's actually done what I didn't expect and scored already. He scored 3 goals so far this season, which wasn't expected through 4 games. I thought he'd be a little different, but he's going to be amazing, make a big, big impact for us. On top of that, Brian Hill has joined with our signing of the summer. He's the big boy with all the big money to play that left wing position and be a key figure for us, and you can see the impact he's had already. 4 assists in 4 games. It's going to be incredible, and I'm really looking forward to see what he can do on that wing. Now, obviously, with Bijol leaving, we had to act quick, and Daniele Rugani joined as the center-back partner that we were looking for. He is going to be great. Really high-quality defender, in my opinion, and quite a big steal for the price we got him for. $4 million, really, obviously probably not as good as Bijol, but, you know, the price difference, he's worth all the money. Now, I had to get a backup in. For Lorenzo Luca, I had to get that big target man in. We lost Keenan Davis to his loan, and I knew the exact player I was looking for. Rocks up to Monza and said, I'll take Petagna, and they said, go ahead. And we got the big Italian in. The 6'3 monster of an Italian, the dude that looks like he should be playing linebacker in the NFL over actually being a footballer. He is built like an absolute tank. Can't really do much with the ball at his feet, but boy, can he hold people off, and is he a menace in the box. He's done well so far. 1 game played, 1 goal, 1 assist, and I can't complain, as he's already looking to prove me right in my signing, and my justification to sign him. The 29-year-old is going to be great this year. Definitely not going to play a lot, but, you know, he knows his role. He understands he's going to be back up to Luca, and that's what matters. And then Luca Mazzatelli has been signed to deal with the position of where Wallace is when he gets those red cards. He's going to come in and make a difference there. Quite like the look of him. He's a hardworking player that I think will just be buzzing around and doing a lot in the defensive zones. He's played a little bit so far, mainly like substitute appearances, but I'm happy with what I've seen. And that's the team so far to start. Now, we've started very, very well in terms of the schedule. We had a 4-0 win against Crotone in the Cup. Then we started off with a 5-0 demolition of Genoa before 3-1 victories against Monza and Salernitana, conceding late goals in each, but having the lead before in each of them, which is fantastic to see. So I'm very, very excited by that. We did play some big teams in the friendlies this season, losing to Real Madrid, but also surprisingly to Casapisa on penalties, which I wasn't too happy about. But otherwise, it was a quite strong performance throughout most of January, beating likes of Watford, Modena, Palermo, Empoli, and especially beating Empoli 8-1 was quite surprising. So I'm really excited for this season to come. I think this team is in a very, very strong position to be incredibly successful. This is what the team is probably going to look like, with the exception of a few things here. Not everything is perfect, but that is probably going to be your lineup for this season. Rugani, Klosterman, Voivoda, and Zamora making up the back line. Alvaro Fernandez in goal. Taylor Booth hankering down the right midfield position. Brian Hill on the left. Players in the middle with Hani, Mukhtar, and Wallace, with the player Lovrich looking to be probably that first choice off the bench in any of the midfield positions, as he's quite good at that role, and possibly, if he does well, could overtake Mukhtar. That's the one position I'm not too sure about. But then finally, Lorenzo Luca up top, partnered with Brenner or Delafeu, which is the other position that I'm not totally sure about so far. Delafeu had an injury in preseason and has not played, but Brenner has played exceptionally well and made that his own. And if DeFello does kick off, we do have Pafundi here, who to me is a player that looks like he can kind of fill in a few different roles and could be a very, very good player come the future for us. So that's the team for this season. I will now skip ahead to the end and show you guys how they did, but I'm very excited with this, and I felt it was really, really good. And you know what? It did come out really good. So it did better than expectations, and I hope you guys are ready to see how that went, because it's good. It's very, very... Well, I did tell you guys you were going to like it, and it was going to be incredible, and it is incredible. We've won the league. 28, 7-3, 61 goal difference, and 91 points, not 93 points. I can't count. We had 3 losses. 91 points, my friends. An exceptional, exceptional season. Look at this. 3rd best defense, the best attack in the league. Lorenzo Luca had 39 goals. 39. Are you joking? This man torched the division. Both our wingers, Taylor Booth and Brian Hill, had 18 assists apiece. Luca got a 7.91 as we absolutely broke the game with this tactic and this setup, and I could not be happier with it. Let's first get into some of the stats of these guys. I mean, it's ludicrous how well some of these guys ended up doing this year. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. Obviously, Alvaro Fernandez, I mentioned, he just exceptional this year. It's so good. 6.92 rating. 1 assist as well. Had 12 shutouts this year, which is brilliant. At just such a high rating. He was amazing. Honestly, like, this guy was on another level. XG prevented in the elite level, above high. Goals conceded above, just a little bit above the high level, but in that high range. Interceptions just around that region as well. Pass completion, that's fine. We're not too worried about it. We ask him to go long anyways. But I mean, how good is that? He was on another level. Another level this season, and he was just there. I mean, you can just see even up here too how good he was. Just amazing. He was amazing. In the elite tier for all of this stuff. I mean, like, you can't complain. Said he was going to be amazing. He was elite levels of goalkeeping all season. But Lorenzo Luca, so good. He's wanted by Saudi Arabia, of course. 39 goals. Lovrich and Brenner also picking up double-digit goals as well, with the two of them playing. Brenner playing the other striker role, and Lovrich playing as the center mid on attack role. Ended up starting more than Mukhtar after he did so well, but Mukhtar also did very good this season. But yes, 39 goals for the big Italian up front, and I could not be happier. I mean, this man was just banging in braces week in, week out. You look at this here, 36 goals in the league in 32 appearances, 3 goals in the cup, just on another level. On another level this season. 7.94 rating this year. I mean, he got 8 assists as well. He's just absurd. Just unreal. I cannot believe how good he is. And I've messed up my Santa hat. Just unreal. I have no words to say besides incredible. He destroyed the league, and he made it look like his bitch. Booth and Hill, both outrageous seasons. I mean, you look at he should have scored more goals too. See how, like, it's insane to think, but just such a high rating. Was so good for us this season. Again, just another amazing player. We look at some of the stats. Creative winger, dribbles really, really high, crosses per game, sprints, key passes, assists per 90, like, expected assists per 90, just unreal levels. Even look at the attacking parts of it, even doing very, very well in the attacking levels of stuff like that as well. Some good stuff there, but mainly this was his role, the creative winger, and you can just see how good he was. When you take a look at Hill as well, it's going to be a similar story. I mean, creative winger, dribbles, not as many dribbles, but crosses just outrageous, sprints, key passes, assists, just all on that high level tier. How can you say anything when they're so good? But, I mean, I don't know if we looked at Luka, but we can take a look at Luka as well. But, oh, this is creativity. Huh? No, this is goal scorers. Goal scoring. Headers won a game. Dribbles, he doesn't dribble much. Non-penalty XG so high. Shots on target so high. Conversion rate insane. I mean, could you ask for more? This man's amazing. Even his creative stuff, his expected assists were so high. I mean, he's so good. So fucking good. It's unreal. These guys were just on the top of their game. We look at competitions. We were knocked out in the quarterfinals by Milan, which is unfortunate. I mean, they finished second at a great time, ran us close at many points. We dropped off a few times because of them, some results. We managed to stay on top. Obviously, Friendly Cup doesn't count, but oh my God, guys. It was nervy. Before we go through I also, just for the sake of it, signed Stallmark for next season, even though I'm not playing next season. Just to go through a few more players we had to bring in. So we had some players leave us in the January window. We had Tovan leave. We had Demirovsky, who I just didn't need, wasn't good enough. Benkovic left as well, who just wasn't playing and was annoyed about it. And then Olivo also left, just didn't play enough and was annoyed. So I went, all right, I need a new left mid and I need a new center back. And to do that, we brought in Stefan Al-Shawi, who was amazing. My boy, one of my favorite Milan players of all time. You know, I'm reuniting some of my old Milanistas here, my OGs, two of my boys that are so close to my heart as a Milan fan. I love them to death. I adore them, and I can never stop loving those two. Them and Patrick Catrone. If I had a front three, if I had those guys in a front three, It would be my like OG Milan 11. They're like three of my favorite ever Milan players that just like never really did it as well as I hoped. But I love all three of them. They're amazing. We also brought in two just keepers, Romero and Barcosi, just to help out with things. So they were just here to be assistants back if needed. I think Romero played 1 or 2 times. He played 2 times in the league. Didn't do too amazing, but allowed 6 in those 2 games. Didn't do too particularly well. I think Barossi was in the second team by the end of the season. Yeah, he was. He didn't play for us. But it was still just bringing in for safety. And then we also brought in Jake O'Brien on a loan deal to the end of the season to replace Benkovic, who he played 4 times this year, did all right in the 4 games. Sorry, he played even more. He played 9 times this year, did all right. A 6.75 rating, so can't complain too much. But it's a decent player to have in for that little period of time, and can't complain when he does it. But yeah, that was the players we brought in. But oh my god, the power of this team! I was living high. I was like, we got through the first 2 months, won every game. This is amazing. I'm dying. And then the drop-off happened after this month with a 1 win in 4 games, 2 1-1 draws, a 3-1, and a 1-0 loss. I was like, oh shit, never mind. This is going right back down. We are falling apart. Things are not going well. Then 3-0 Juve, 2-0 against Modena, 2-1 against Bologna, 2-0 against Napoli, 3-1 Cagliari, 5-1 against Palermo, 5-1 against Fiorentina, 3-1, 4-1. Then the little 1-1 draw dip, then 2-1, 5-1 against Napoli. 2-1 win, 2-1 win. And I'm like, this is insane. We're in first place. This is going really well. And then we had a bit of a rough stretch here, 2 draws and a loss. And I was like, oh no, it's going to fall apart again. And it did a bit. It did start to slack off. Obviously, 2 big wins against Roma and Inter, but then a draw against Fiorentina, a draw against Torino, big wins against Lazio, a big win against Milan, but then a crazy loss against Juve. Just an insane game. Then, and back to winning ways, smashing home teams, not conceding a goal in 5 games after conceding 5 the game before, which is insane. And then a costly loss to Empoli here where things got really, really nervy. At this point, let's see if I can show you past positions. This is where things got very, very scary. So if we look here, it doesn't say the points, does it? Milan, in essence, what was it here? Let's see if we can show you guys, because this was insanely scary. So Milan, so I lost that game, right? Milan only picked up 3 more points. We picked up 6 more points, right? Yeah. So they were on 85. We were on 85 apiece, right? 85 points apiece, and I was only ahead because our head-to-head was then tied. It was goal difference. I had them on goal difference. We were ahead on goal difference. The last 2 weeks, we're going to the last 2 weeks of the season, and I'm ahead on goal difference. I was shitting myself because, mind you, we tacked on 4 to the goal difference, right? We tacked on 4 to that. Take away 4, Milan, take away 4. That we're on 57. Milan are like on 53, because they went down because they lost to Inter. It was close. It was like 3 goals. It was insanely close, and I was shitting the bed. I was like, oh my god. We've just blown the game against Empoli. Wallace has been sent off. We're like, gone to shit. Oh no. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, we're so done for. Like, we're never gonna survive. And thankfully, 3-1 and 2-0. When that Lorenzo Luca goal, I mean, obviously this was a 3-1, 64th minute, but when I was playing this game, because I started simming a few towards the second half of the season. I was getting a little tired of playing all of them, and I unfortunately did play this one, which sucked. I simmed pretty much these. I think I was like sim most of these, and this one maybe. I think I played the last 3, but I simmed a few. I don't remember exactly everyone, but I did play this one, and Wallace got sent off. I was like, head in hands. This is terrible. This game was like, all right, we're doing good. We're fine. Like, we got it back. When Lucas scored in the 18th minute, I was just so happy. I was the happiest man alive. I was so stressed and so freaked out. and fine, and it went in my favor. And Milan, I think it was pretty late on. It was it was early on. They conceded, so I was a lot comfortable earlier on. That helped it, but I mean, Milan also bottlers this year. They bottled the final and they bottled the league. They had both of them. First place. They had the chance to do both. They had the chance to go first in each of them, pretty much, but they lost on the final day, and they lost this here. And I mean, it's terrible, and I hate that for my favorite team. But it was pretty funny to see. But yeah, we came out winners. We did it. I mean, we smashed the challenge. I couldn't be happier with how it went. So, first place and everything. It's amazing. It's incredible. The points tally. Let me pull up my little points calculator that I made. For this. So if I scroll down, so as you guys, so to get points for everything from Europe to your cup run to how many points you have at the end of the season, and so also winning trophies gets you more points as well. So the way things finished, if we look at this season compared to last, first season we finished in 9th place on 52 points, and that granted us 52 points for season 1. Now, for Season 2, we won the league, we made the quarterfinals of the Cup, and we finished with 91 points. And that, for us, totaled up to being 107 points as we picked up however many rounds that is in the Cup, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. We went 4 rounds, so that was 8 points, which took us there. Took us to, what is that? That's 8 points to 99. Then we had the 5 from winning the league, which was another few points. And then on top of that, we had the other 3 from making it into the, making it to Europe, which total up to 107 points, meaning that we ended up finishing the season on 150. We finished the challenge after Season 2 on 159 points, which currently sits us in first place. So first place for us as of right now. Second place are some other people as well. It is Person Man, as then in 132 points and then Tattooed Viking in third with 126 points right now is the current top 3. If you guys do want to get involved, the Discord link is in the link below. You guys can join, take part. It's all there for you guys. You let us know how many points you do. You get added to the leaderboard. You feel free to see if you can beat me, beat anyone else in the community. There's some people who've done really well so far, and they're not finished just yet, but I don't know how long I'll be on top spot for, so see if you can beat them as well, because there's people that made it to Europe first season, and I didn't, so it's definitely going to be tough, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are excited to take part. But thank you again, everyone, for enjoying this, and I hope you guys are ready to try to take me on. So everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed the first community challenge of the Hall of FM this year. I know, obviously, I recorded a little recap and all that stuff, but I think it was a lot of fun. It was really awesome, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm never going to say no to playing in Italy. I love those guys. My favorite team's from there. You guys can see right there the Milan flag right behind me, and then the Milan one, which is right in front of me here, that I look at every day when I'm on my computer and stuff. So maybe the Milan hats over there as well. They're all over the place. And things, so it's always around me. It's ever a part of me. So it's one of my favorite team. It's like my favorite team ever, and I just adore all parts of it. So yeah, I mean, feel free to take us on. Feel free to see what you guys can do. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, remember to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos, which include the tactic video coming out tomorrow on this topic, as well as many others on this one, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Now, if you do again want to take part in this challenge, you can do so by clicking the Discord link below, which will take you to the Hall of FM Discord. You then need to navigate down the left sidebar all the way down to the community challenge, where you then can take part. Obviously, feel free to communicate with us and talk with us. You have myself as well as our other admins on there running things. We'll be happy to sort you out with any questions or concerns you have with the challenge, as well as make sure you're all set to go with it. But we'd love for you guys to take part. Love for you guys to compete and see how well you can do. So, final time, thank you again, everyone. I have you all had a wonderful holiday today, and happy holidays to you all. But is it complete without a chance at Santa's survival?